Scientists have many answers to the world's hardest-to-solve problems, but they don't have them all. That applies not only to the challenges we face today, but also to some of the most perplexing discoveries from the past. Archaeologists often turn to scientists for help when they can't explain what they uncover, yet there are moments when scientists can't provide solutions. Everything you're about to see in this video is an archaeological mystery that science still can't explain. Number 15. Terracotta Army Chromium Plating Mystery. The Terracotta Army was buried over 2,200 years ago to guard China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang the Great. But what many don't know is that it also hides a technological puzzle. When Western experts were first allowed to study the statues back in 2007, a German team concluded that the bronze weapons they carried were coated with chromium plating, which was a process not developed in Europe until the 1920s. Their analysis suggested the weapons were only decades old, implying either a modern forgery or that ancient Chinese metallurgists mastered chromium plating more than 2 millennia before anyone else. The official account holds that the army was crafted in the late 3rd century BCE, numbering around 8,000 life-sized figures. If the dating of the plating is correct, the discovery could rewrite technological history or fuel claims of state propaganda. No definitive answer has been agreed upon, leaving the Terracotta Army's true origin and the nature of its remarkable weaponry an enduring historical riddle. Number 14. The Devil's Corkscrews. In 1891, American geologist Dr. E.H. Barber was requested to investigate a series of unusual spiral-shaped geological structures in Nebraska. He dedicated years to examining them but could never fully explain their formation. And even today, in 2025, we're no closer to solving the mystery. The spirals are packed with sand, and the pale material forming their walls remains unidentified. To make matters more macabre, Barber found dead rodents at the bottom of nearly every one. He named them demonelix, adapting the nickname already used by local ranchers, Devil's Corkscrews. The prevailing theory is that these spirals were created by Paleocastor, an extinct beaver-like rodent that lived 20 million years ago. It's believed the animal dug the spirals as burrows, filled them with sand for insulation, and stored captured rodents as food. The idea may sound implausible, but it remains the most widely accepted explanation. Over a century later, Nebraska's Devil's Corkscrews still defy complete scientific understanding. Number 13. Monster Art Tomb in China. In 2017, archaeologists in China found a perfectly preserved 1,400-year-old tomb featuring a weird mural named the Monster Art. On one wall, they found depictions of a naked humanoid, a winged horse, and a bizarre creature seemingly composed of blue flames. The tomb's layout and decoration differ from any burial of its era, leaving researchers without comparable examples for interpretation. Elsewhere inside, paintings show ordinary village scenes, riders on horseback, and community activities, making the fantastical wall stand out even more. Experts from the Shanxi Provincial Institute of Archaeology examined the artwork, but could not find its meaning. It may have been intended to reveal the occupant's identity, but it could just as easily reference an obscure mystical belief long lost to time. Without written records, the imagery remains indecipherable. Whether personal symbolism or ancient myth, the strange mural adds another unsolved layer to the study of China's elaborate and often enigmatic burial traditions. Number 12. Holy Well of St. Ivan's Island. On Bulgaria's St. Ivan's Island, archaeologists back in November 2020 finally rediscovered a 1,500-year-old holy well buried beneath more than 15 feet of rubble. The well, still holding fresh water, was once part of a major Christian monastery, which itself stood on a site sacred to the Thracians in the 7th century. The monastery later became an imperial religious center during the 14th century before being demolished by Ottoman forces in 1629. Forgotten for centuries, the well's origins may even predate the Thracian occupation. In its time, the water was believed to possess healing properties, drawing pilgrims from across the region. The find provides rare insight into the continuity of sacred sites through multiple cultures and religions over more than a millennium. Its preservation offers archaeologists a tangible connection to the layered spiritual history of the Black Sea, from pagan rites to Byzantine Christianity, and the enduring human reverence for water as a source of renewal. But as we say, no one knows the real story behind it. Number 11. 300-million-year-old bolt in Russia. At first glance, this object looks like a rusted bolt from discarded machinery, but it's embedded in rock dated to 300 million years ago. The find was made in 1998 near Moscow by researchers searching for meteorite fragments. The bolt is so deeply encased that the rock appears to have formed around it, meaning the two must share the same age. That would place the bolt's existence long before dinosaurs, let alone humans. Similar anomalies like screws, gears, and cogs have been found in equally ancient stone worldwide. Mainstream science generally explains these as crinoid fossils, marine organisms whose skeletons can resemble mechanical parts. Yet the precision and uniformity in some examples raise doubts for many observers. While the Russian bolt remains unexplained, it stands as one of the most provocative finds, suggesting that the Earth may hold secrets about technology or life far older than we currently understand. Number 10. Lady of Kalymnos statue in Turkey. Back in November 2020, fishermen off the coast of Marmaris, Turkey, hauled up an enormous headless bronze statue in their nets. The sculpture, weighing around 900 pounds, was confirmed by experts from the Marmaris Museum to be an almost identical counterpart to the famous Lady of Kalymnos, displayed in Greece. If contemporary with the original Hellenistic work, the statue is over 2,200 years old. Strikingly, the Lady of Kalymnos was also found underwater by accident in 1994, leading to speculation that both statues were deliberately cast into the sea. The absence of the head on the Marmaris find adds to the mystery. Whether discarded during conflict, hidden for safekeeping, or part of a ritual, the reason remains unknown. Both statues display exceptional craftsmanship, with flowing drapery and realistic proportions reflecting the height of Hellenistic artistry. This accidental recovery has added a significant piece to the region's shared maritime and cultural history. All right, now, let's talk about number 9, Akrotiri. On the Greek island of Santorini, the ancient settlement of Akrotiri has yielded remarkable and wonderful finds. In early 2019, excavations uncovered what is believed to be a public structure known as the House of Beans. Earlier work at the site revealed the famous golden ibex, now housed in the Museum of Prehistoric Thera. The recent excavation produced a marble figurine of a proto-Cycladic female, collared storage jars, a marble vial, and an alabaster vase. Rich wall paintings along the building's southern side suggest the area may have been used for ceremonial purposes. Archaeologists believe Akrotiri was a thriving hub of Aegean culture before its destruction by a volcanic eruption. The preservation of architecture and artifacts provides rare insight into prehistoric Thera's social and religious life. Ongoing research at the House of Benes may help clarify the settlement's cultural complexity, revealing the rituals and traditions of one of the most advanced Bronze Age societies in the Aegean world. Number 8. Oldest jewelry in Morocco. In late November 2021, archaeologists working in Bismoon Cave, near Morocco's southern Atlantic coast, announced the discovery of the world's oldest known jewelry. 33 perforated sea snail shells, dated between 142,000 and 150,000 years old. Many shells retain traces of red ochre, suggesting they were painted before being worn. Such adornments are considered early forms of symbolic communication, possibly indicating group identity or social status among early Homo sapiens. Red ochre held ritual significance for many ancient cultures, though its exact meaning here is unknown. These beads predate similar finds elsewhere by tens of thousands of years, pushing back the timeline for symbolic behavior in human history. Their survival provides rare insight into the cognitive development of our species during the Middle Stone Age. While their precise cultural message may never be deciphered, they stand as enduring evidence that the human impulse for self-expression and symbolism emerged far earlier than once believed. Number 7. Paleolithic pendant from Stajnia Cave. In Poland's Stajnia Cave, archaeologists unearthed an ivory pendant dated to 41,500 years ago, making it the oldest known jewelry in Eurasia. Carved from mammoth tusk, the pendant is perforated for suspension and decorated with 50 puncture marks arranged in a looping pattern. The markings may represent a lunar calendar, a tally of hunted animals, or purely aesthetic ornamentation. Their true meaning remains uncertain. This discovery predates previous estimates for the emergence of such personal adornments in the region by about 1,500 years. The pendant's creation demonstrates advanced craftsmanship and symbolic thinking among early Homo sapiens in Europe. Its preservation offers a rare glimpse into the cognitive and cultural capabilities of Ice Age peoples, showing that the urge to create and wear meaningful objects extends deep into prehistory. The find enriches our understanding of early symbolic behavior and the spread of artistic traditions across Paleolithic Eurasia. It's amazing, isn't it? Number 6. The Picts' handprint. The Picts dominated what is now Scotland for over 12 centuries, yet much about them remains completely mysterious. Even their self-designation is unknown. Pict comes from Roman accounts, thought to reference their painted or tattooed appearance. They left no written language, and their architectural footprint is minimal, making every discovery valuable. One remarkable find is a handprint impressed into a stone anvil on the island of Rousset, dating to roughly 1,500 years ago. The imprint likely belonged to a Pictish metalsmith who worked copper, perhaps even living within the small subterranean workspace alongside 2 anvils and a hearth. Impressions of knees and hands are also present, giving an intimate sense of his craft. The underground setting, lit only by fire and glowing metal, may have been intentional to better gauge temperatures. Such traces offer rare, tangible connections to an otherwise elusive people, preserving a literal mark of their existence through the centuries. All right, now let's move to number 5. Grebo masks of West Africa. Among the most enigmatic African artifacts are the helmet-like masks created by the Grebo and Kru peoples of West Africa's Cape Palmas region. Dating is uncertain, but multiple examples were uncovered in the 1950s within the ruins of a mountainous settlement. Carved to resemble stylized human faces, they feature numerous protruding cylindrical elements interpreted by some as symbolic eyes. Their function remains debated. They may have served as intimidating battle regalia or been used in ceremonial contexts. The mask's construction suggests they were worn atop the head rather than over the face. The presence of many surviving examples implies they were widely accessible, not restricted to elite use. Despite cultural knowledge of the Grebo and Kru remaining limited, these masks offer a tangible connection to their visual and symbolic traditions. Their bold, abstract forms continue to fascinate scholars, embodying an aesthetic and functional purpose that has yet to be fully understood. Number 4. Bride's whale skeleton in Thailand. In 2020, a perfectly preserved 40-foot-long bride's whale skeleton was found in Samut Sakhon, Thailand, approximately 7.5 miles inland from the present coastline. Estimated to be over 5,000 years old, the find demonstrates how much the shoreline has shifted due to tectonic and geological changes. The land where the skeleton now rests once lay beneath the sea and was later uplifted by around 13 feet. Bride's whales still inhabit nearby waters today, making this specimen an ideal subject for comparative studies between ancient and modern populations. Researchers hope to uncover differences in diet, anatomy, and environmental adaptation over millennia. The skeleton's remarkable preservation, including most vertebrae, ribs, and fins, offers an unprecedented opportunity to examine marine ecology in the prehistoric Gulf of Thailand. This discovery not only enhances understanding of the species' history, but also provides valuable data about climate shifts and sea level changes in Southeast Asia's coastal environments. Number 3. Anne Boleyn's carved falcon antiques dealer Paul purchased an oak carving of a bird at auction for £75, recognizing its greater significance. The piece was identified as Anne Boleyn's heraldic falcon, an emblem ordered removed and destroyed by Henry VIII after her 1536 execution. Likely saved by a supporter or servant, the carving features the falcon with wings outstretched, standing upon a tree stump, crowned, and holding a scepter. Its survival is remarkable given the systematic eradication of its symbols. Once part of royal furnishings or architectural decoration, it represents both personal and political history, tied to Anne's dramatic downfall. Fitzsimmons chose to donate it to Hampton Court Palace, where Anne once resided, ensuring public access to the rare relic. The carving serves as a tangible reminder of the Tudor court's volatile politics and the enduring legacy of one of England's most famous queens, whose image was nearly erased from history. Number 2. Vesuvius Ancient Eruption Rescuer. In 2021, excavations at Herculaneum, destroyed alongside Pompeii by Mount Vesuvius in 79 CE, revealed the skeleton of an unknown man just steps from the ancient shoreline. Found face down with a leather bag containing a wooden box and a metal ring, he appears to have been attempting to escape when overtaken by the second pyroclastic surge. His position suggests he had already survived the initial eruption, but was unable to flee in time. The bag, positioned near his spine, may be too fragile to extract without damaging the remains. Much of Herculaneum remains buried beneath 100 feet of volcanic rock and the modern town of Ercolano, making excavation difficult. The discovery offers a poignant glimpse into the chaos of the disaster, preserving a final moment in the life of a man whose desperate attempt to reach the sea ended abruptly in one of history's most devastating volcanic eruptions. Number 1. Venetian Vampire Skull. The BBC's Doctor Who once aired Vampires of Venice, but reality may have its own version. In 16th century Venice, fear of vampires ran so deep that suspected corpses were neutralized by driving stakes through their skulls. In March 2009, archaeologists on Lazaretto Island uncovered a skeleton with a wedge-shaped rock forced into its open mouth. Matteo Borini of the University of Florence explained that this was believed to prevent the dead from chewing through their burial shrouds and returning to attack the living. Such beliefs likely intensified during the Venetian plague of 1576, which claimed around 50,000 lives. In the absence of knowledge about disease and decomposition, the grotesque appearance of plague victims' corpses seemed to confirm supernatural explanations. While vampires never existed, they were blamed for the spread of illness, and the macabre burial practices they inspired remain a haunting reminder of how fear shaped history. If you found this video interesting, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.